You're right there, YouTube. It is Crackoon again, bringing you another gameplay. Commentator man, we're here again, bringing you some more Modern Warfare 3 like I do. Going to be playing a 6v6 kill confirmed on the map Piazza, using the Scar L with the kit proficiency and a suppressor on there. I'm running the perk setup, Slavan Pro, Highline Pro, Marksman. I'm using the Specialist Strike package, and once again I'm bringing another MOAB, beasting, dropping MOABs on fools like I do. Interesting thing about this, right? You'll see at the very top of the title, or in the title, it will say FAD instead of the Scar. And I know I've just announced that I'm using the Scar instead, but it's a flawless gameplay, and I don't die. And for the most part, I get quite a few kills with my Scar. And then I believe for like the remainder of the game, I just use the FAD that I pick up off the ground. And I don't know why I chose to like stick with the FAD over the Scar, but in a certain scenario where I found myself in, like with the FAD, with the high rate of fire and being very accurate and like locking down corners and sightlines and stuff like that. Like there, for instance, I don't know, there was something about it. I was just like, oh, maybe I'm not really feeling the Scar, because you saw how many bullets it took then to put him in and that. So I don't know, man. In the end, it just turned out that I wanted to just pick up the FAD and use the FAD constantly instead. So that's the way it turned out, and it turns out that I get a FAD MOAB. So as you see here, we were like helping these guys get the car. But you see that? That's the kindness in my heart right now. Bentley was about to steal that Predator missile. I was like, yo, don't take his Predator missile. Just, you know, let him have it and that. And then he came back, the split screener. He had his Predator missile, and he was like staring at us in shock and awe, like, oh, I'm so grateful you left my Predator missile. It's like, ah, it's okay. I help people out in the community. Sometimes. I mean, it depends. I might go off on you if, like, you're pissing me off, but sometimes I'll help you out, you know, you do it like it is. I believe I pick up the FAD now. There it is, right, boom. So, I've not even hit my specialist, like, you know, strike package, whatever. I've not even hit my specialist bonus or specialist perks, what you got just then. So, I've hit it now. So, for the remainder of it now, it's pretty much just me and the FAD. So, I mean, it is still a FAD MOAB and everything like that on Piazza. So, I mean, you take it for what it is. But anyway, moving on with it, right, I kind of gone on rambling for like the first 2 minutes, whatever you want to say like that. It's not long now. I mean, the DLC maps get released next Tuesday. It's obviously Friday today. So, I mean, next Tuesday, it's not even long, really, if we're going to be honest. I mean, I don't know. Everybody can speculate and everything like that, but we know it's definitely going to be next Tuesday. But I was thinking, personally, like, what's going to happen with playlists, everything like that. My thinking or my logic behind it is that, like, on Tuesday, the DLC will be up for sale to the public, or whatever you want to say like that. Millions, well, I say millions, loads and loads and loads and loads of people will buy it because I think it's cheaper and they just can't be asked with it. You know, bare people will buy it, and I think they'll put a playlist in like, well, for like in the car playlist, though, I rate they'll put in a DLC collection 1 playlist. So that's where I'm going to be spending most of my time, and you can expect it by next Tuesday that everything's going to blow up on YouTube about DLC and just Modern Warfare 3 DLC, like the drop and every content drop 1, whatever you want to call it. It's going to blow up, and there's going to be so many more MOABs, there's going to be so many more beasting gameplays. All of these gameplays are going to come out of the woodwork, and they're going to have as much gratification and as much I don't know, value as like in Elite. That's to the public eye, that's the way it will look like. But I mean, to get a MOAB like this in the Elite playlist, this is far greater than any MOAB that will be gotten in the car playlist once the whole majority of the community that is going to buy the DLC has got it. You know what I mean? That's fact and matter right there, son. So, I don't know, you take it for what it is. I still prefer having an Elite being able to download the DLC earlier on. And just generally being able to have downtime on the DLC and have fun on the DLC on new maps, not getting the game boring and shit. That's just my opinion about it anyway. But so I don't know. I don't know. You take it for what it is, really. But another part about it, you know, I'm trying to give you all the tips and tricks, working you all up for the you know, for the DLC release and everything like that. If you've not already got it, then I mean, you know, I'm giving you like visual evidence. You can see my rushing routes, my tactics, my lockdown points, my chokehold points. Whatever you want to say like that, you know, my weapons, perks, you know. Even though I use the same perks pretty much all the time, because, I mean, they're just the perks that work for me. Probably the most, I won't call them the most overpowered perks in the game, because, I mean, Stalker's definitely more overpowered than Marksman. A lot of perks are more overpowered than Marksman, but I just prefer to always use Marksman. I don't know why, I just find it less cheap. It's the way it is. I think Marksman's one of them perks as well, where it's like, you never, it's like so hard to get the pro version of it, and like nobody ever gets the pro version. It's just like, you know, it's a very good core basic perk or whatever you want to say like that. So I mean, that's just the way I see it anyway. But this is kind of a quick gameplay and stuff like that. So I mean, I'll give you a couple of tips and tricks, wrapping off towards the end of like the last 2 minutes of the commentary and stuff like that. I've spoken about Piazza before. Funnily enough, I've dropped a MOAB on Piazza. Here's kind of like a better example of what I was talking about. Like, you can maintain the higher ground and the top side of the maps, you know what I'm saying, like that. See, I'm working my way here through the wine cellar and all the way up onto flag A, but because this is a kill confirmed, I get a bit more knowledge of the spawns and stuff like that. You know, for instance, you can kill somebody, leave the tag there, and then once that tag, like, possibly gets denied or whatever you want to say like that, then, you know, somebody might be coming through this area or something like that. Here, that was extremely lucky. I came around the corner. See, that's what I'm saying. You've always got to wait in these games. Like right there, I got a bit anxious and I ran round the corner. And it was very easily he could have fucked me up there. But I think this is the MOAB. Boom, there goes the MOAB. Finally got it. You know, doing it like I do and shit like that. But still, I don't know. You got to take it for what it is. Like the FAD, seriously, don't underestimate the FAD on a map like this. It's extremely well. It's probably got the highest rate of fire out of all the assault rifles. With the highest rate of fire, everything like that, you know what I mean? It's extremely good for locking down all these narrow corner sight lines, whatever you want to say like that. That's just the way I perceive it. So definitely stick to your high rate of fire weapons. So I mean, I'll go for them like from your assault rifles. You got your FADs. Yeah, like going to SMGs. You've got like, well, no, it's still sticking with assault rifles. You got your FADs. You know, what's the other? Like the G36. That's got a pretty high rate of fire. You know, your SMGs, PP90s, the MP7s, the P90s, all that kind of stuff. As you see, yeah, I wrap up the kill cam with this. I think that was the same guy who had picked up the FAD from and everything like that. But I mean, I'd seriously stick to the FAD on this map and stick to the top side of the wine cellar, working your way around through A flag and all the way up through there. But that's just my opinions anyway. But it was a quick MOAB. That's all I got to say for now and there. Peace!